Our communities are bearing the brunt of this crisis, but are often excluded from the relief and the benefits. This coronavirus epidemic has been a harsh reminder of the history of this country of accepting and oftentimes taking advantage of undocumented people and immigrant communities' labor, but seldom recognizing our humanity. Being left out of the stimulus, I'm like, of course, here's another program that actually helps people that, like, of course, we're not going to be qualified. What this coronavirus pandemic has unearthed is so many of the structural issues that have been impacting marginalized communities in this country for a long time.
Our livelihood is a battle of proving our existence is worthy enough in the country. You kind of get accustomed to that pain.
The fact that if I start to get sick at some point, or especially my family, I know that they are going to hesitate and they're going to wait until the absolute last minute to go to the hospital because they're going to be thinking about the medical bills. So even before the pandemic got really bad, like I lost my job like a lot of folks do, right? And there's a lot of my former coworkers were going into like the state's healthcare exchange. And for a second, I was like, yeah, I should do the same. And then I went on the website, I like spent all the time applying. And then at the end, I was denied because of my status.
There is no reform or like line of support for these workers. If this is happening right now and there isn't support for undocumented people, then like what's going to happen post-pandemic?
I am used to this country and our government and our institutions treating us as subhuman.
A pandemic feels critical to those who are wealthy enough to not have to worry about their livelihood. COVID just intensified the already aggressive circumstances that people live under. A lot of these risks are things that poor people and undocumented people and Black and brown communities faced even before the pandemic.
We feel a deep sense of gratitude for people that are in fear of deportation, but are still addressing the essential needs of tens of millions of Californians. And that's why I'm proud as governor to be the first state to announce a program for direct disaster assistance to those individuals.
We're putting this community in a position where we have to figure out a way to work. And that generally means endangering not just ourselves, but our communities around it. If we want to actually control this pandemic, we should be taking every measure possible to ensure that people are staying inside, that are taken care of, that they can actually, get the healthcare that they need. This is also about Black Americans that are bearing some of the disproportionate impacts of this crisis. This is also about talking about Native communities and how they're dealing and coping with this crisis. This is talking about folks with disability in this moment. If we want to actually make it out of this moment alive as a community, we ought to be able to include everyone in the solution.